Just a quick look at my leeks at home. They're looking a pretty good size now. If you look in there, it's probably actually the best sized leeks I've managed to grow. I'm pretty pleased with them. They're looking nice and green. So yeah, they'll be going in when the first early potatoes come out. Some of my basil at home, growing slowly. I don't mind the noise of the birds, but there you go. Some lettuces that really need going in. And in here is a few replacement things. There's a couple of sunflowers that are reaching the top, they just need to go out. A few sweet corn I had left over, and a couple of courgettes, and this one is actually starting to flower. They'll go in if there's space on the allotment, if one of the ones on the allotment dies. And then under here I've sown some purple sprouted broccoli. That'll go in when it's big enough and when there's space, and hopefully I'll get some purple sprouted broccoli next sort of January, February time. So anyway, over to the plot. And it's 21 in here today, high of 32. June the 20th, so I thought it's just about time for another walk around my plot, see what's happened. Quite a lot really. These pots at the front here, as you can see, they are all chili peppers. There's 8 of them, and in each pot I put a calendula plant in there as well to attract the bees and just sort of generally to look nice. As you can see from the chilies, I chopped the top off. This should cause the side growths, like these ones, they're only little now, but this will cause them to grow, so the plant will be much bushier and it should produce way more fruit than you would otherwise. Okay, so down this sort of row just here I have 4 sunflower plants, and they're all looking decent. They'll be massive by the end of the year. If you look at some of my other videos, they're the same variety. They've got a red head on them and they're really nice. Down here I've sort of got dotted around basil plants. As you can see, one there, one at the back, sort of a few around the back there as well. Hopefully they do something, and they smell amazing, so it's all good. Down here, down the edges, I have calendula. Kind of a plant I really like. It attracts the bees, looks really nice. So yeah, I've grow it all around the edges. I've got volunteer ones coming up all over the place from last year. In this bed I have 20 tomato plants, all looking reasonably decent. I'm pretty pleased with them. So if we don't get any blight, we should get a lot of tomatoes. And then down here, around the edges again, I have calendula, and these plants are sweet peppers rather than chili peppers. So again, I gave them the same treatment, cut them off at the top, and it should make them bushier. It worked last year, so I've done it again. As you can see, these things, nasturtiums, just popping up all over the place. They were really prolific last year, so they're just self-seeded. I'm quite happy for them to grow there. If they get in the way, I will cut them out. But they're pretty easy to deal with. You know, another one there. They're all over the place, but they're fine. And here are my blueberries. This one, I really like this plant. It looks really nice. It's supposed to be an evergreen one, so that'd be nice. The same variety there again. And then these two, come over this way, they actually have blueberries on them. So yeah, and these are blueberry blue crop. They were originally in a 1 litre pot, and now they're in 30 litre pots. I think they're 2-year-old plants, so they're producing. So I'll get a few blueberries if the birds don't get them, so I might try and net them. And then this one, this is only a 1-year-old plant, so it's small, but yeah, it's looking healthy. And if we come over here, and down here I've got another sunflower, same variety as the other ones, and my phacelia. Still got flowers on it. A lot of it's going to seed, so I will collect some of these seeds for next year. And some of it will just self-seed, but I'm quite happy for that to happen. It's been a really good source of nectar for the bees. And I've got a few more sweet peppers down here and some nasturtiums. And then here are my runner beans, which are going up the poles, so they look nice and healthy. So I'm pleased with that as well. And they should get to the top and produce massive foliage and then lots of nice beans. And then here, up this 6-foot frame, I have 5 cucumber plants. And they're all looking reasonably healthy as well. So I'm happy with them. And then over here, I have in this space 20 sweet corn. And then round the edge, around both edges, I have poached eggplants. They attract lots of beneficial insects, they look nice, so yeah, put them in as well. And then down this row, I have chamomile, and there's various volunteer things. I think that's a nasturtium, a couple of them are sunflowers, a couple of them are calendula. I think all the seed heads got put in the compost bin, but I'm happy for that. They're all looking really good, and if they get in the way, I will take them out. And as you can see, this chamomile has a couple of little flowers on it, but yeah, they should produce lots of chamomile. And then I have here 4 courgettes. Let's get down 1, 2, 3 and 4, all looking reasonable, still small at the moment, but they should perk up when we get a bit of sun. And in the middle, we've got a few borage plants, again to attract the bees, and you can actually eat the borage leaf as well. It's supposed to taste a bit like cucumber. And then down here, another row of chamomile, and here is my celeries. I mulched them up with a wood chip mulch, so it locks the moisture in. Celeries are naturally quite a bog plant, so they like lots of water, so mulching them is a good idea. And then here is my first and second early potatoes. All looking reasonably healthy at the moment. Hopefully we don't get any blight this year. I should get a nice crop. I think should start harvesting these maybe next month. So now on to my other plot, and I'll show you what's happening over there. Here's my other plot. Here are my strawberries. Come around, you can see in here, nice ripe one in there. Small ripe ones, you can sort of see the red ones. So I'm pretty pleased with this. I'm probably going to eat some of these today. Another one over there. Load in there. I'm going to be building a net in the next couple of days to put around this, so I actually get to eat all of them. Don't really want the birds or squirrels eating them, so yeah, that's what I'm doing with that, and you'll probably see that next video. And over there, it's my garlics. They're still growing. They're looking pretty good. Not really any rust yet, which is brilliant because last year I had rust really early. As you can see, the stem's nice and thick on them. So yeah, pretty pleased with the garlic. Need to get in here and weed it again. Horsetail everywhere, pain in the arse, but what can you do? Black currants in there, they need to be weeded again. Just having the time, it's too wet and humid at the moment. I just cut down all that bit. Down here I'm going to be putting in comfrey. Obviously I want to dig all this out, there's a lot of perennial weeds in here, and then I'm going to put comfrey in and hopefully it'll outcompete the rest of these things. Here are my main crop potatoes. They're looking pretty decent, growing on now. And you can see here my radishes. I thinned them out and they've bulked up considerably now. I mean that's harvestable, that's a decent size. So lots of decent sized ones in here. And in between the rows, I don't really want to disturb them too much because it's a carrot fly. But there are carrots. So I'm probably going to have to thin these radishes out even more to give the carrots a bit of a chance. As you can see, there's another carrot there. There's a row down here. There's 4 or 5 rows in here of carrots, so should get a decent crop of carrots, hopefully. Here are my French beans. Starting to put on some new growth, which I'm pleased about because they look like they're almost dead. but as you can see, he's got quite a lot of new growth, and some of them are even starting to climb now, so maybe I will actually get some French beans after all. And again, a few nasturtiums in there. And then over here, this bed is my onions. And there's red and white ones in here, quite a few. And if I can get the foliage out of the way, as you can see, they're starting to bulb up. They're a long day variety, so they start bulbing up really on the 21st, which is tomorrow, I believe. So, yep, they should be starting to bulb up in the next month or so, get nice fat bulbs, and then I'll harvest them. But they're all looking green and healthy, so that's good. And then here, my peas, almost to the top of the frame, and they are flowering. I don't think there are any peas on here yet, but lots of flowers, so that is encouraging. So the peas should not be long after this. So yeah, nice peas. Glad with them, happy with them. My other set of peas, they're starting to sort of catch up now. They're looking pretty good. So yeah, happy with them as well. The other side of the main crop potatoes, I don't really know what happened at this side. I kind of held them up, covered them because I thought it was going to be a frost, and a lot of them haven't come up. Although having said that, they are starting to again. There's a couple of gaps, and obviously there's some volunteer nasturtiums in here which are going absolutely bonkers. And look at them, look at the size of that leaf. It's humongous. So I might have to come in here and thin out these nasturtiums because, yeah, I'm sort of going to compete with the potatoes for light, but that's just an easy job. So I'll get on with that in a minute. And then over in this corner, I've got 5 sweet peppers, all looking alright. Did the same thing again that I said before, chop the tops off so they should become bushy. And then in here are 12 kale plants, and they all look pretty damn good. Way better than last year's kale. I don't know how well you can see through the netting, but yeah, I'm really pleased with the kale. So that should produce a lot of kale. And obviously I need to get in there and weed. I think I might put some mulch around there really to stop the weeds. But yeah, happy with that. Load more sweet peppers. Just fit them in wherever I can really. So these are the other ones. Yep, they're all looking good. And there's a couple of borage at the back there. Looking decent. And then over here, my sweet peppers and pumpkins. Haven't really put much growth on since last time. The weather's been a bit hit and miss, but there is nice, you see, I'm going to take the dead leaves off, but there is nice fresh growth on there, so I'm sure they will. Same with all of them really. You can see lots of nice fresh growth. So presumably these are going to grow massive and I'll get a nice set of pumpkins and squash. So yeah, that's everything. So I'll catch you next time.